We've talked about AirGPU before. It's a cloud gaming service which allows you to pay by the hour and access really good hardware. It's a remote desktop basically. They'll create a PC for you which you can access with any internet capable device. Okay, they've updated their list and you can see that depending on their server location, you will access some GPUs but not the others. So if you want an RTX GPU for example, you will have to pick those regions. And each region depending on your location will have its own internet delay. So it's best to pick a region with the good selection of GPUs with the lowest possible delay. I think that's the lowest I can go, around 145, so let's stick to it. And I can select an equivalent of RTX 3080 using this cloud server. The processor can be an AMD EPYC CPU, which is pretty good. And you can select your storage and your streaming quality and you can see that the per hour charge changes dynamically. You can activate your own windows if you wish or have a server edition, which I recommend. And that's it, see, you'll only be paying $1.45 per hour of using this hardware. There are some perks to this. First one is obviously you won't have to own any of this hardware. You can just access it with a cheap tablet or a phone or even a lightweight laptop. To access it, you can use a remote desktop service like say Parsec. It's a pretty popular service that kind of integrates all your remote desktop environments in one place. And once you're happy with your settings and the hourly rate, just click on Create Machine to make that machine for you. Once you have that machine, you'll have the administrator username and password. I'll show you how to connect. Now you need to have some credit balance to start, so let's add that. You can add as little as $10, which will last you several hours based on what we saw as our hourly rate. And you will get a discount code from my site. While loading the balance, you will get 10% off if you use this. Just enter Geek10 off and it'll instantly take 10% off your cart. Okay, there we go. Now we have some credits. Let's start the system. You can choose to have that use spare server capacity button on, but it may use your resources when your session is active. They'll basically use your extra resources and share it with others. If you don't want that to happen, I recommend you keep it off. It may not be worth it if you're doing something important, Once you start the machine, you can now connect with Parsec. They actually have a step-by-step tutorial on how to do it. But you'll first have to use the remote desktop feature on Windows. Now here, most people may face an issue because Windows 11 Home Edition does not support remote desktop. And it's actually much easier to do this on an Android device using an app than on Windows. It's weird. Now they do have another feature that they've added which wasn't there before, which is connection with Moonlight. Now I tested out Moonlight, but it doesn't seem to be working very well. There's a lot of delay. Latency between mouse movement and stuff. It wasn't a good experience for me. I've had much better experience with Parsec using the same network, so I suggest you stick to Parsec. Moonlight may not be well optimized just yet. Anyway, once the server is running, you can actually go to your phone and use this IP, username and password to connect. Once you're connected there, here's a tricky part. You have to actually open Parsec in that remote PC and enter your username and password to log in there. It's a one-time thing you need to do so that Parsec can show that system next time. I know it's kind of annoying. It's much easier if the remote desktop was available across all Windows versions, but the Home Editions doesn't have it, so this is the way I did it. But once you do log into your account on Parsec in the remote system, you will see it on your home machine. And now you can close the remote desktop on your phone. You don't need to use it anymore. And the quality, latency are all really good. You can actually play games on this. If you pick a server with even lower latency, your experience will be that much better. You can see that it has installed the server edition of Windows with the exact specs that we selected. So that's what I meant when I said you can use it on anything like a cheap tablet as well. Imagine that, an RTX powered PC on your handheld thin and light device. Now this is a full-fledged PC and that's why it's a little bit better than something like the Xbox service or Nvidia's gaming service. You can just play games there, but this is a full-on PC. You can install Premiere Pro or Photoshop and do some heavy stuff. Maybe you need, the 3D performance for your CAD applications. You can do that here. And I noticed that the performance has improved even though they are still technically in beta. AirGPU is a small team, so that's why I love supporting them. They are doing good work and they are actually trying to improve. There are tons of unreliable cloud gaming services out there, and this is actually one of the better ones I've seen. Despite having a powerful PC, I myself use it sometimes just to have that freedom to, use a powerful machine on a touchscreen device. And you also get that 10% off code from me, so I encourage you to try it out. This is probably the cheapest way you can access a RTX 3060 or 3080 equivalent using a couple of dollars. So go ahead and try AirGPU and let me know what you think of cloud gaming in general.